Hey guys, it's Millie. So in today's video, I'm going to be roasting all of your star signs and also just give you a taste into what your star sign is. So if you have a boyfriend that you're dating at the moment and you don't know his star sign, or you do, but you just know nothing about it, this video is going to help you because I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with them and everything that's good about them so you can make a clear judgment. Find out your birth time and your mood. So I'm a sun in Aquarius, and then my moon is in Aries, and then my rising is Capricorn. So I'm very much an Aquarius because I find like Capricorn and Aquarius have quite similar properties, but again, so different. And then Aries, I can really tell my Aries, I'm quite like, well, I'll get into the star signs, but just to let you know, that's my birth chart. The first zodiac sign I'm going to talk about is Capricorn. I actually quite like Capricorns. However, you either love them or you hate them. Honestly, if you meet them and you see them, you will think they hate every single person. Like when you see them, they're just like bitch face central. Like just don't come near me. I don't want to talk to you. You're nothing kind of vibe. And you literally think, okay, like how am I meant? And it gives off that vibe like then like all of us that think they don't like us, we try and make them like us. It's like a weird thing. Like you think, oh, they don't like me, but I should try it. Sometimes they are hard to deal with depending on like what type of vibe they're on. Like again, you can have different Capricorns with different sort of signs. But to be fair, as much as they can be rude and quite like don't talk to me vibe, they can be the most caring people, the most loyal as well. Sometimes with friendships and stuff, they can be quite like don't really know what to do. They kind of sometimes want to fit in, but then they don't want to fit in. They just don't really know where they stand. However, they're the most caring and loyal people. Sagittarius. Saggies hold grudges for days. That moment you stepped on their shoe, or that moment you like made fun of them that one single time, they're going to take that to their deathbed, guys. They are going to hold that grudge. And to be fair, sometimes I like that because like they're not kind of fake. Tell you how it is. They do not care. They do not care. Like if your hair looks ugly, they are telling you. If like you are looking bad that day, first one to tell you like, what's going on with you today? Like you haven't got any makeup on, like what's going on? Like what do you look like right now? They are that guy. They are that vibe. And to be fair, I quite like them. However, boy-wise, kind of like Sagittarius people, I feel like they get attached really easily. So if you're in a relationship with a girl or a boy, they're quite like attached. Like once you're in there with a Sagittarius, they're not letting you go. Like I know a few people that are Sagittarius, and I know as soon as they're in a relationship, you're mine. You are mine and you're not going. That is their vibe. Like you are mine and you're never escaping me. Like it can be creepy sometimes. I want replies here, there, everywhere. Like right now, reply to me. However, again, it just shows that they like really care and they're quite caring people. They can talk for days and they're really like, I find they're quite like loyal people. They can make promises that they cannot keep. I have known this like about different Sagittariuses, but they will try and make like, they will make a promise and they can't keep it. They just don't have the facilities for that. To be fair, I'm starting off with the two I kind of like. I kind of like a lot of signs. But yeah, I find Capricorns and Sagittarius kind of the easiest to get along with because I feel like they're just straightforward and you just know with them, you just know the vibe. The next one is the king, the queen of Psychopath Central. Scorpios. This is Scorpios. I mean, in girls, I quite like Scorpios. I feel like they're fiery. They've got that, they've got that heart. But like I feel like there's a fine line. You can either be like a Scorpio, you're crazy, you're fun, like you're a good friend, like you're there. And then there's the other side of Scorpio that can be like, I'm not a good, like, see you later, like, ugh, please. Like, there's two types. And I feel like Scorpios are quite, like, deceiving, like, Scorpios are girls, and I actually get along with them quite fine. I feel like they're quite, like, they're quite deep, like, they laugh at dark jokes. They have quite dark sense of humour, which Aquarius can have dark sense of humour, so that's where I can kind of relate. But other than that, boy Scorpios, girls, can I just say something? Boy Scorpios, please stay away. They're quite humble, like they're quite like, I feel like they are really hard workers as men and women. However, they can be quite like, you don't know what they're up to. However, girl Scorpios, absolute jokes, fiery, love them. Libras. So the two that I don't really know much about are Libras and Pisces. Like, just because I've never really known a lot of Libras and Pisces, so I never really had an interest in it. They're very indecisive, so you will always hear them saying, I don't know. What can we do? Oh, I don't know. Like, I know a few Libras that are like that. Like, they can't decide anything. They're just like, oh, can you decide? I just don't really know. I just don't know. They also avoid like all confrontation. Well, some do anyway. Like, some are like, they don't care. But most, I would say, Libras kind of avoid the confrontation. They wouldn't want to start like a fight. Like, they would never want to have a fight. I haven't had much interaction with boy Libras. I actually don't think I've met one. Unless I have, and I'm literally forgetting. No, I haven't. I feel like I haven't, no. Flirtatious with everyone. Like, I feel like maybe with the boy Libras, you would have to be worried a little bit. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're flirting with me, but then you're flirting with these like 5 other girls. I feel like that's what you'd have to worry about with Libras. But yeah, they'll openly talk about that sort of stuff. They'll just be they're quite open people. They're not like, they don't hide much. But yeah, they are very indecisive and don't really like confrontation. The next one is Leo. So I have quite like a mixed opinion on Leo. I quite like them. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I think, how many Leos have I met? I haven't met that many Leos. I haven't met a Leo boy, which I would be very intrigued to meet a Leo boy and just see what they're like. My mum's actually a Leo. Stigma around Leos is that they're like over the top, like centre of attention. I'm here, like this is all about me, guys. Like, this is all about me. But then I feel like that's the stigma attached. But sometimes with Leos, it can be like, it's all about me, as in their hair is like really stand out. Something about them stands out, so it draws attention to them. That's why they look like attention seekers. But it depends what sort of Leo you're dealing with. Like, it's different vibes. This is why I'm saying you need to know your chart, because then you can, like, sometimes you can have a Leo, but then they'll have like a really humble, like, rising or moon sign. So then it will kind of calm them down a bit, if you get what I mean. Quite like fight or flight. Like, they are loyal to the death. Like, if you're their friend, you're their friend. Like, they are loyal to you. They won't mess around. They are loyal. I feel like you can be quite open with a Leo. You feel like you can talk to them. You just open up to them. But Leos, yeah, I feel like if you're in a deep conversation, it just won't stay on the topic. It'll kind of just go to the Leo. Cancer. I feel like Cancer's like one of my faves. I've said this about every sign, but it is one of my faves. When they can talk, they're quite like, you ask them a question and then they'll just kind of ignore you. They'll just ignore the question, don't speak, and then they'll pick up the conversation like 2 hours later. So it's a bit of that kind of vibe, and they can also be quite rude. Cancers are rude sometimes. Like, they have this thing, like, they'll like bite. They'll say something to you, but if you say something back to them, they can't take it. They're quite sensitive human beings. They're quite emotional. So like, they could be quite rude, or like they're quite they talk about people, like family people. So if you're a Cancer, you're basically born to be a housewife, or like you're born to like live in your home, like be a homely person. Even Cancer men, I feel like Cancer men are very much the same as Cancer women. However, I feel like Cancer men are quite secretive. They don't really, although they're quite emotional, they try and hide it. You know, like when someone's so emotional that they have to try and hide all of it, otherwise they'll literally have a mental breakdown kind of vibe. That's what I feel like Cancer men are more like. Cancer women are kind of like, let it all out, don't care, they'll cry at any situation. But yeah, like I kind of see the secretive vibe in Cancer women, but not as much. But yeah, and Cancers also can lie. They can be liars. They can be liars. Not lie as in about big things. Girls, if you're looking for like, you want to settle down, you want to get married, or even like men in general, go for a Cancer woman or man. Like, you are guaranteed you're gonna have a perfect life. Basically, you're gonna just have that home set up. So they are really, really nice. Gemini, quite smart, not so they don't have to be book smart, but they're quite talking. They like getting conversation. If you ever meet a Gemini, they're gonna be the first person to walk up to you in a room. They will get the chat flowing. One thing though, when you speak to a Gemini, sometimes they'll literally be like, you'll be just like, they'll ask you a question about yourself, so you'll start answering it and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's what happened to me, oh yeah, I went on that holiday and I did this and I had this and I had this amount of money and yeah, I do this. And I'm like, oh, I thought you asked me a question, like am I answering it? Like, there is 0 cap when I say crackhead energy. Geminis are just crazy. I feel like boy Geminis absolutely like they're great, but not if you want like a committed relationship. I feel like being friends, a girl and a boy being friends with Gemini are actually sick. Like, I feel like I could be friends with a Gemini boy, or even I feel like a girl with a Gemini boy, if you're kind of like an Aquarius, or if you're like an Aquarius, Leo, or someone with a bit of fire, like just a bit of something about you, like you like, if you like intellectual talk and like you like to have good conversations, Gemini are the one. In a relationship, you can't trust them. There are some Geminis that are like, I'm going to marry you, I am going to wife you off, you are going to be mine, and then the next day they're like, oh sorry, like we're just friends, nothing serious, we're just friends. Yesterday you were telling me you wanted to marry me, huh? To be fair, I quite like Geminis. They're the funny, like some of the funniest people you ever find. I just get along with Geminis, as in boy-wise. I've only really met boy Geminis. I just find them funny, I get along with them well, but when it turns to relationship, I don't think it could work. Next star sign is Pisces. So Pisces are, this is the other one I don't really know much about. I find them quite, I think I've only met one girl Pisces. I'm not really familiar with them. I think they can be like really nice. Pisces, I feel like they're quite gentle people. Sometimes I feel like they want to fit in too much, like they try and fit in when they really don't need to fit in. They're like perfectly fine, you're all good. But I feel like they do want to try and fit in when really they don't. I feel like they would either go with the really wrong direction, like bad people, or they'll go with the really humble book nerds kind of group, which I love. I think this section's better. Really smart, like get work done, really clued up on Pisces, but that's what impression I've got. They're really sensitive people. They take a lot to heart and they're quite manipulative. Boy Pisces, personally, I feel like they're quite hard to read. They're very hard to read. Like, you'll feel like, yeah, like we're having a great time, like we're on this, and then you'll next day, I'll see you later. These men, I'm not really a fan. No. The manipulative trait is very much seen in men. Pisces, I just think they're quite shy people. So they haven't, right, Pisces men, I don't think they have much chat. They don't bring much chat, and especially if you're like weird, you need the kind of fiery, you need the chat. Don't think Pisces men have chat, but I think they try and have chat, and it's kind of awkward and kind of cringe sometimes. And then I feel like the other part is manipulative to the max. Pisces women, I'm sure you're lovely, and I feel like you get the, like, I feel like you girls, Pisces could be a little bit manipulative, but I feel like it's toned down a bit with them. Sorry if you're a Pisces, I know this is very not detailed, but I'm just not really clued up. I haven't met many Pisces. Taurus. So I love Tauruses. I find that like so bubbly, like always talking, like quite fast paced, like one thing to another, always changing subjects, like, and also they are such good listeners. If you were talking to them about a serious situation, or you're really feeling down, I feel Taurus will like pick you up. They're there, like they will be there for you. Kind of like Sagittarius, in the fact that you either love them or you hate them, are kind of forced to like Taurus, because there's nothing bad, like you can't be mean to a Taurus, basically. They're just nice people all round. They are stubborn. They are sensitive. Like, if you say something to, like, I feel like Taurus are the kind of vibe, they will say something, not mean it. It's they say like backhanded compliments, but they don't think about what they're saying. They've got no filters. They'll just say it. They'll try to be nice, but it just won't come out right, and then they'll just like be apologizing, and then like you'll come back with the anger. You'll say something about them, and they will hold on to that. Like, they will never forgive you. I'm here for Taurus. I really like them. I feel if you ever need a boost of confidence, or you ever just need someone to talk to, Taurus are so good. No, you look so pretty. And it's them sort of lies. It's not them trying to lie and be like rude or like be deceiving, but they just want to be nice. They lie because they want to be nice. They're quite a people pleaser. It's not my vibe. I'm not like that, but I know they're quite people pleasing. So I think that's a good and bad thing to a certain degree, but they are nice people. Virgo. I think Virgos are absolute jokers, and if you want a good night, if you want a good party, Virgos are the one. They will put so much effort in so you have a good night. They're just really nice people, and I really like Virgos. They're full of energy. They're always up for it. They make everyone laugh. Their personality is like boys. Like, if you want a Virgo boy, they're gonna be jokes. Like, you're guaranteed a good time and to laugh a lot. So maybe if you're debating whether to go on a date with a Virgo, go for it, because I feel like you're guaranteed a good time, and it's not going to be awkward with a Virgo because they're just jokes. Live life, have fun, seem quite like mellow and quite quiet, but they're really not. Like, they have no opinion. They're just like, plain. But trust me, they are not shy. The next sign is Aries. Aries is like a hard one. I feel like I would never date an Aries. Boys wise, I would never date an Aries. I feel like they're quite aggressive. They've got all Aries, like Aries women and Aries men are really like quite aggressive. Like, as friends you can get along with Aries, but they're quite temporary people. Like, they don't know what they want sort of vibe. They're quite like, do I want this? Do I want this life? Oh, they're quite on to the next thing. They're never settled. With Aries, they want to fit in. They try their hardest to fit in. Aries, I feel, Aries are quite funny people. You can have a great laugh with them. Even with the boys, I feel like you would have the best drunk memories of Aries. That's the sort of vibe I get from them. Them in certain scenarios, but in terms of relationship, not my vibe. But yeah, Aries are sick. They can be really funny. You're guaranteed a good time with an Aries. The last sign is Aquarius. It's very hard to find people that will understand you, which I find is the biggest Aquarius struggle, is to find people that understand you, because Aquarius are weird. They're like the aliens of the planet. Like, you'll never know what's going on in their heads. Much as they say they're emotionless, like we are, I feel like overall Aquarius have no soul, and they are quite over defensive. Like, I feel like you can take accountability, but you're quite over defensive. Like, really, like I feel like Aquarius always want to know details. Like, why do you think that? Like, they always challenge ideas. They are so unpredictable. To be fair, I feel like Aquarius are the type of people that are going to be single to their 30, because they are always looking at the next thing, what they can do next. They don't really care about people. I feel like the human population and Aquarius are just two different things. Aquarius do not care about people, in the sense like if they're alone, they don't care. I feel like Aquarius quite like their alone time, quite like to be by themselves. They don't really care. They're very much stay in my bed all day, I'll be perfectly fine. And then the other half of them is like wants to be independent, wants to go out and have adventures. So I feel Aquarius are always know what they're doing. Like, their mind is always crisscrossing, so they're always trying to find out what's going on in their mind, and that causes Aquarius to overthink. Aquarius can overthink like mad. They're literally just like, you'll have a conversation with someone and that whole weekend you'll be thinking, why did I say that? Aquarius are quite like that, like I do not care. And then they can also, on the inside, they're the most emotional people you ever meet. They have no soul, but then once they're at home and they're by themselves, they're the most emotional people. Really chilled and just overly chilled, like overly don't give a crap, like don't care. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, if you're ever thinking, boys out there, girls out there, if you're ever thinking of dating Aquarius, you need to have patience. That's all I'm saying, have patience. They do not like to be smothered, but there's so many different factors. Like, I feel like Aquarius don't want to be smothered, they don't want to have to text back constantly, they air people a lot, but then once they get aired, once I don't get a reply, what is going on here? But you would never know. I'm going mental in my head, I'm literally screaming at you, you would never know. Most girls, you know, like the psycho, girls that go psycho about their boyfriends, I feel like that's Aquarius, but Aquarius do that in their heads. They're really weird. They like think about it in their heads, but then when they speak to you, they're, oh, you dumped me, oh, I never knew, so sorry. That's me. I'm just so great. I bet all of you understand me now. Great. So guys, that was all the star signs. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was jokes. I love talking about astrology, and it's 45 minutes. I've been filming for 45 minutes, so this is going to be a killer to edit, but I enjoy it, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you didn't get too offended. If you did, it's fine. Let's just all chill out. We all have bad things about ourselves, but don't take it too seriously. Just really lighthearted, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video, guys.